and justice for all.
Thank you, sir.
And
Okay.
You want to say stand up?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Dr. Sean Murphy.
Reverend Sean Murray from First Congregational Church, and
You want
Come on
to
up.
stand or sit?
sit or stand. What would you like?
You know, especially in light of yesterday's decision, one, it's really nice that we get to do this.
Yes,
And
Supreme
then-
Court. Well, I'm
yeah,
sitting
yeah.
now.
Yeah, and it was a little absurd, but I don't know if you read the arguments, but the dissenting argument is worth a little bit of time there, because I think the position is well-founded, that we should aim to embrace and not to push away. So. we
I'm
wanna
feeling a
make sure
hug coming on right now,
Oh,
Sean.
I know. But I am mindful, especially in the things that we are called to do as clergy people, that we do well to make sure that nobody feels compelled to pray. So for those of you who have a problem with prayer, you don't even have to pretend to pray. But if you don't have a problem with prayer, we offer a prayer that includes everyone and that certainly seeks to celebrate who we are as one nation under God.
It says so on my bumper sticker.
Here we go. Should we pray? I wonder if I should spoil it first and give you a little heads up of the word for the day.
Go ahead.
We'll pray. You can figure it out. There might be a few, God knows. Good and gracious God, we do celebrate this day. We celebrate our abilities and our freedoms and the prospect for a brighter and better tomorrow. We give you thanks for our town, for the progress that has been made. And we pray, O God, that you would continue to help us grow in wisdom, in peace, and understanding. That we may be known not for a propensity towards selfishness or avarice, but instead that we may continue to celebrate a naivety of genuine compassion and concern for the good of all. In your great and holy name we pray, and together we say,
So what Reverend Murray was talking about, for those of you that haven't been following in the news, the town of Galloway instituted an invocation or prayer before town board meetings years ago. Greece, Galloway, Greece. It is Galloway.
it's because an Irish presence.
Yeah, good. Yeah, no, there's, okay, town of Greece,
Town of Greece, Galloway is
the defendant. Is it Galloway the defendant?
well, they were originally the party that brought the action.
Was Galloway, right, okay, so it was the Galloway case, town of Greece. They instituted prayer probably more than 10 years ago, or an invocation before the board meetings, much the same way the county legislature, the state legislature, and Congress have an invocation. And it's pretty well-established law out of a Nebraska case 20 some odd years earlier that you could have an invocation. But this group, Galloway, I think was the original plaintiff in the action, brought an action against the town to stop the prayer, saying that it was overtly Christian because the community was more, they were only Christian churches. I guess they didn't have mosques or temples, and so they didn't have a plethora of other religions, mainly Christian. So they struck it down, and one of the tenets they struck it down on, which I found amusing, is that they thought that town boards were more of sit as administrative boards, not as legislative. So it'd be like going to the parking district, traffic parking district, or parking traffic district, whatever the heck it is, an administrative agency, and being asked to have an invocation before that agency, and they didn't view town boards as legislative. And that kind of, to me, was a little ridiculous, because that showed that the Circuit Court of Appeals had no concept of what town boards do. We are, most of what we do is legislative, and you see that in the day-to-day functionings of how we conduct ourselves. I mean, a lot of it is administrative for any legislative branch. You know, you do administrative things. But it was good to see that the Supreme Court reversed, and I haven't read the decision. I guess it's 80 pages. I did print it this morning.
Yeah, both actually, the dissenting, the winning argument, of course, 80 pages long and cites lots of citations, and well done, well done. But I think on the other side of that coin, there's also some very wise words that lead us to temper our prayer so that we're not pushing people away or giving them the feeling that if they're not Jewish or Muslim or Christian or whoever their clergy person happens to be, that they're not included within the bounds of that prayer.
And it's an interesting part to that is we're open. In fact, Rabbi Bill Siemers usually coordinates this for the town. And but you know, if somebody would like to do the invocation, it's open to anybody. So you just contact either Rabbi Siemers or contact my office, and we have a list.
Actually, that would be me.
Oh, did
now.
I did hear rumors.
Yeah, Rabbi Bill has received a call and accepted a call going to Maine. So you'll see him before he leaves. But henceforth, it will be me who will be coordinating that.
Oh, great.
And the next, let's see, your meeting in 2 weeks, that'll be Father Larry.
Okay, good. Do we know who the new rabbi is for
We don't yet,
Temple Israel?
no.
So we've got to get that person.
Also.
Also.
Yeah.
But
also.
as I said, it's open. I mean, it is an odd thing to say, but if we had somebody, and I've said this before, if there was a Wiccan, I don't exactly know what that is, but if there was it's open for all denominations. So if somebody wants to do it, you contact myself, Reverend Murray, and we will get you on to do the invocation. So Reverend Murray, thank you very much. As always, I could use a thesaurus with your prayers.
Not hardly today, I went easy.
Yeah, I don't know how those sermons are, Jim.
Namiety was the word for the day. You know what namiety is?
I'm going to look it up.
An abundance of namiety of graciousness.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks, Doctor.
Okay.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes of the town board meeting of April 15th, 2014, so moved.
And seconded?
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Iglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
The minutes are approved.
Hold on, Diane. Do we have a dog from the animal shelter? Yeah, we always have one on the Tuesday meetings, but maybe with all the animal lovers here, we might get one adopted out today. Okay, I guess we don't. Diane?
Okay, sure. All right, under correspondence, a letter from Robert Hall regarding the Berman plantings at the shops at Riverhead, that's the Costco property. A letter from Alan Smith regarding the presentation of a proposal for the renovation of the Armory building. Letter from Long Island Farm Bureau regarding the proposed project Riverhead Community Life Center. Under Conservation Advisory Council correspondence, there were 6 altogether.
Okay.
You
don't have to read them.
No? Okay. That makes it easy. For tax receiver, should I just read maybe the last one?
That's fine.
Okay. Tax receiver, total collection to date as of April 30th, $74,352,458.65. Tax receiver monthly utility collection report for April, $329,884.90. Town clerk monthly report for April, $9,920.15. The police department submitted their monthly report for March, as did the sewer district for their discharge monitoring report. And there was a 2013 annual financial report submitted.
Okay, any other committee reports? All right, not hearing anybody, we have
Your cleanup day go.
Yeah, well, this past Saturday, we did have the townwide cleanup. There was only a few of us that showed up, so I don't know if it was our lack of promoting it or advertising it, but those that did show up did a great job. We hit 2 areas of town that were really, really bad on Osborne Avenue in Marcy, and also on Pulaski down near the mobile station and Honda dealer. With Riverhead Key Club, there's a nice story on Riverhead Local, if you'd like to read who was
They
there.
did the
Thank
beach
everybody
cleanup
for-
too, didn't they?
And there also was a beach cleanup this weekend, although I didn't coordinate that, so I have no idea how that turned out. But it was good, and I just thank everybody for being here. We'll do it again in the fall, and we'll do better advertising, so we'll have all the people there this year, I'm sure, in the fall.
All right, thank you. All right, 2:05, having no other committee reports. What we're going to do, we have 3 public hearings, and I know some people are new to the audience, but we'll do the 3 public hearings, and you can comment on the public hearings, and then when we open it up to resolutions, you can comment on resolutions. And for those of you that want to comment on stuff other than resolutions, we ask you to wait till after resolutions are adopted. So we have 2:05 having arrived. I open up the public hearing for the consideration of proposed local law amending Chapter 37 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Retirement, Article 5. Dan, is Dan here, or this is Dan McCormick? Are you going to speak about the retirement incentive? I would like you just to give a brief synopsis of the incentive.
Supervisor, members of the town board, good afternoon. As per town board directive, the town is pleased to offer a number of, or a second and third early retirement program with regard to this particular matter. The town is pleased to offer an early retirement incentive program in order to bridge budget deficits. This plan is strictly voluntary and is designed to support positive employee morale by reducing or eliminating the need for involuntary layoffs. This early retirement incentive program is the result of a cooperative effort among the town of Riverhead, the Town Police Benevolent Association, the Riverhead Superior Officers Association, the Civil Service Employees Association, as well as full-time employees pursuant to individual contract and town board resolution. Highlights of the particular incentive program are the following. With regard to benefits, there are 2 major considerations. The first is for those employees who opt for this program, and should the board activate this particular incentive. The first benefit program will involve fully paid family health insurance for the 48 months immediately preceding the, after the effective date of retirement. In addition, for those folks who choose to forego that benefit, the second offer as a benefit is a lump sum payment of $500 per month for the 48 months following retirement, for a total of $24,000 during that 4-year retirement period. So 2 benefits, one is fully paid health insurance for your family, or the second is a lump sum payment of $500 per month, for a total of $24,000. Now, as with the early retirement incentive programs that the town board has enacted going back to roughly 2010, the board must choose to activate, and the primary consideration is the number of employees who actually decide to avail themselves of this particular incentive program. Assuming this board ratifies this particular matter after today's public hearing and public comment session, eligible employees must submit their irrevocable letters of resignation with an effective resignation date of on or before December 31st by September 3rd, 2014. The town then would consider the number of employees who wish to avail themselves of that program. And then the town, on or about September 16th, would formally declare that the incentive program is being activated at that particular point. Assuming the board at that point decides to go forward with the early retirement incentive program, the actual retirement incentive window for those eligible employees who avail themselves of it would be from September 17th through December 31st, subject, most importantly, to New York State retirement system regulations. The largest regulation being for those employees who want to avail themselves of the program, they must give the state a minimum of 15 days notice, and they must tell them no later than 90 days at that particular point. But that time frame will fit very well into the September 17th through December 31st window that the town is offering at this particular point. I would strongly advise anyone who's considering this particular program to speak with the state representatives in the retirement system to make sure that A, it's right for them, and B, most importantly, it fits within their service credit and their salary structure in terms of their maximum benefits and going out of the system at that particular point. Because there are separate regulations that each employee is bound by statewide. Those are the highlights of the program at this particular point. I am available for any questions, both publicly from the board or even privately from employees who have any questions regarding the document that's been submitted for the proposal.
All right, thanks, Dan.
I have a question. On 37-27, benefit, item number D, it says, for those eligible employees who choose not to enroll in the town's health insurance plan because the eligible employee is covered under another health insurance plan, the town shall pay the eligible employee a lump sum payment in the amount of $2,400 annually. I don't recall discussing that in executive session. When did this come up?
Actually, it was one of the items that was discussed. in
We
terms of
discussed it.
monetary amount.
Yeah.
But I thought that it was, according to their bargaining agreement, where the PBA would get 45%. That's what is in their bargaining agreement right now, and CSEA would get whatever they got. So why are we putting a lump sum on this?
We did it so that, correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, if you don't have that provision in there, somebody might be tempted to retire, that if they're both, say somebody works in the police department and somebody works in CSCA, they don't have to take the retirement incentive. They could both keep health insurance, and that would be more of a cost to us. So we want to ensure that they take the incentive and don't take the health insurance that they're normally entitled to. Because
Okay,
we have
but-
many employees that do that, and that number was specifically discussed in work session.
But I'm told by employees that are getting ready to retire from the town that because this number is not in their collective bargaining agreement, that they may not take the retirement incentive, or if they do take the retirement incentive, that they're gonna take the full benefit package, which is gonna cost us $10,000. So I don't understand why we wouldn't have just gone back to the collective bargaining agreement that we have with the individual units, whether it be CSEA or PBA, and what their contractual agreement states, rather than putting a lump sum, a sum amount on it.
Let me address that. I'll take it in two parts. Very pertinent question, Councilwoman Giglio, and very good point as well, Supervisor. As you recall, the town board came and wanted to offer one incentive program at this particular point. This is really a hybrid. We've never, in terms of the town, coming up on our fourth incentive program at this particular point, have combined a police incentive program and what I would say is a civilian incentive program, that being CSCA and the contract employees. We've got one incentive here, so we had to address these two various considerations in one package. Based on consideration of the town board and collective bargaining agreements, this is, by its definition, an incentive program. PD members or non-PD members can say, I do not wish to avail myself of what is a purely voluntary program. So, based on consideration for both PBA and police members and non-PBA, i.e. civilian members, that was the number that the board ultimately came up with, really as a compromise number between those various considerations for one incentive package.
Because they each, under their collective bargaining agreement, get a different buyback. So we
Understood.
tried to make it uniform. This was all discussed in the executive session with staff, as all personnel matters were, and this is what we agreed to.
That's correct.
I don't remember this $2,400 number coming up, but anyway. Okay, those are just my only concerns because it's, I mean, the CSEA buyback, if they don't take the health insurance, is $1,700 a year, I believe, or something to that effect.
You're talking about what individual contracts?
Yep, the bargaining contract for the CSEA, so they would get a little more, and the other union, the PBA, would get a little bit less, because their buyback is 45% if they don't take the, health insurance. I just don't think it's fair, but anyway.
The board decided to do it that way. Okay, does anybody else wish to be heard on the matter from the board? Does anybody wish to be heard from the public? Yes, Mr. Vito.
Thank you, Angela DeVito, South Jamesport. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Excuse me, can you have the mic turned on,
Yeah,
please?
yeah, could you turn it on?
The mic is
Got it. Just, Tara? No, the people play with the controls in the back all the time. It's all controlled in the back there.
No, it wasn't on either. Really?
That's not,
Go ahead, try to speak, Angela.
Hello? Can you hear me any better?
It's not loud enough. Turn it.
Yeah, it's working now. Is that better now?
Yep, okay, thank you.
Okay. In general, I agree with the merits of offering an incentive plan as a way to bring down costs to the town immediately as well as into future costs. However, as I look through this plan and try to put together some comments on it and that, I had several obstacles. So really this afternoon I've come to you with just some questions, and hopefully if I can get answers to them, then I'll provide you with some written comments in the future. I'm unable to access the collective bargaining agreements so that I can determine what are the benefits that people are entitled to, and it's not just whether or not what happens to their health insurance, but it's like accrued. I'm not aware if either our uniform or non-uniform employees are allowed to get payments for unused sick or vacation accrued time, if there's longevity awards involved with their contracts, and that just what are the benefits. I know that the proposal points to and references, for example, for the PBA and the SOA, some of their benefits in their collective bargaining agreement, but being unaware of those. So my first question is, where are those and can they be put online? They are, fully executed contracts. They're subject to the
Aaron,
public
can you
review.
get Angela copies of both of our PBA and CSCA contracts? Yes. I don't know whether we'd have ever put them online, but we could put them online, I guess.
The second thing is that there really isn't a threshold that you as a town board have set as to what would be acceptable for you to go ahead and activate this, in the sense that do you need 15 individuals to step forward from either side to elect for the early retirement incentive?
Typically, we had a number in there. Dan, we didn't put the number in this time.
There was no number in
Yeah,
there
I
for
guess
them.
there's-
To answer that, Mr. Supervisor, the board has pure discretion on this, Angela. It could be one person or more at the board's discretion based on the number that come in. So they could opt for simply just one employee at that particular.
Well, the purpose of this is to create, to be economically feasible. So it would seem that there does need to be a threshold where what you're saving with these early retirements, is of importance to the town, and it just merely isn't we saved one salary. Because you
Well,
are going to
yes.
be replacing, I would imagine, some of the, depending upon what people elect to retire.
Angela, probably, the police department will probably, their employees would get replaced, but their employees, I forget what the top steps, about 100, 112, something like that. So they would come in at a much lower steps. Even one police officer would have a savings. And what we do is a survey of all the employees and ask them if they're thinking about taking the incentive. So we have an idea. I think there's about 10 that are interested in it. And of those, PBA, SOA, and civil
CSEA.
service, many of the civil service positions won't be filled again.
Well, it would seem that in order to, come up with some type of cost-benefit analysis, I understand that if a uniform member of our employees retires and is currently earning $123,000 a year, the start salary is what, around $55,000 now? For just coming in, it's about that. That seems like a big savings, but when we have to pay out whatever benefits are due this person per their collective bargaining agreement, is there really the savings that are significant to the town? If you're
Paid out
saving
over time.
$1, it's not really going to help us with, falling off the cliff with the debt that we have. My other thing was, what is the general size of this 55, this eligible cohort? I mean, how big is it within the town?
I don't know that I could disclose
Would fall
that.
into that.
That's
Okay.
a town attorney question. I don't know that I could disclose that.
And how many of these individuals that would be potentially eligible are at their job rate? For example, for CSEA employees, how many of them are at step 38?
I'm not sure that's disclosable either.
Just as a cohort, I believe it is.
We-
Individual names I'm not looking for.
We have the information of the
Yeah.
employees. The problem is that if I were to release that information, it would be, and their titles, you would be able to hone specifically on the
I'm not
individual.
asking for titles, I'm just asking for numbers. For example,
We
how
have-
many employees
we
overall?
have those numbers.
Yeah, and which I believe are discoverable as a collection of information, not individual. I mean, I'm not asking as when you do with the budget, there is the printing of all of the names and the titles and their steps and their salaries.
Well, discoverable is different than foilable, but I'd have to talk to the town attorney's office. We probably could release it with no titles and just salaries, and that, because otherwise you'd be able to hone in on people, and I don't think that's appropriate.
And even with the, well, that's not my point. My point of the information is so that you can do an analysis to see if it's worth
Which
a
we've
while.
done.
Okay, well, that actually I think should be shared with the public. For those individuals that are continuing to receive town health insurance coverage, whether it be there's the incentive part or the continuation as is provided in, I'm sure there's some provision in collective bargaining agreements that when you retire, you can elect to continue as secondary insurance until you're eligible for Medicare. Have you figured out the cost between 55 and 65 to the town for that? As part of this?
We have an analysis done of all the employees that were going to retire or put in the retirement. That filled out the survey that were interested in retiring, and we can get you that analysis.
But yeah, it would be nice because
It's
in
not
terms
something I
of
would put in the public hearing
as a
notice.
member of, no, I wouldn't.
Bill, sometime this week, can you scrub all the titles and the names out of the people that I've put in and give Angela the analysis?
But actually, GASB, we have to do that through GASB anyway, do projections as far as insurances go for all employees anyway, whether they retire or not, to show them up to dedicated age. So we have that information as well. Right? Yeah.
And very importantly, as you have a workforce that's very experienced, the more years that you're here, you have individuals that you're looking for of 20 years or more work experience. They have a lot of institutional knowledge. What's going to be done between now and December of the end of this year to glean from these people their institutional knowledge so that it can continue and be part of the department that they're leaving, even if it is only 10 people. Some of them may be fairly significant in terms of town operations. So you need some type of, my question is there a succession plan for each of the departments that may be affected by such an early retirement?
There will be. There is, in some cases, conversations have had for people that have publicly disclosed that they're retiring, others that have not publicly disclosed that information's kind of held in confidence.
Well, it may seem that it's, once they declare, you may want to, they have to declare by any time between September and December?
No, the
They have to
deadlines.
declare by September 3rd.
By September 3rd. So you basically have a quarter in which people can be directed to provide that information and share that and do any of the job training,
The
but it
board-
should be something that's in place.
The board knows, specifically my office knows who is considering retirement, and we're working through those issues right now.
Well, I think that's great, Sean. It's just that, as a member of the public, it is gratifying for me to be able to have information that knows that we won't, for example, with, let's say if it's someone in IT, fall off the face of the earth because the guru of IT has left us, or whatever.
Well, we felt that with Jack, though. We felt
That's
that.
true.
So,
I mean, that was.
you're right.
I mean, there was huge panic when he became ill,
Right. So-
and horror when he passed on, because we don't have. And it's not just us here in Riverhead Town. It's elsewhere. I know in the school district, we never have succession plans for when people naturally work a certain amount of time, and whether you incentivize them to leave a little bit earlier than expected, they leave. And they take all of that with them, and we have no plans. It's one of the things in public sector that is missing. that
Well,
you find a lot
I'm
in
saying we
private
do.
sector for that.
Well, I'm saying we do. I happen to know who the 10 or so people are that have said that they are thinking about retiring, and my staff is working, doing exactly what you say. That wouldn't be something that we would put in a public hearing, but that's being taken.
No, you wouldn't put it in a public hearing, but it is a consideration for
Oh, we're
as you go to
taking care of that.
activate this. What are the, the unforeseen consequences or things that you can anticipate that should be in place? And it's gratifying to know that that is in place and we will not be losing institutional knowledge. So basically, with that
Well, I can't say we won't be losing institutional knowledge, but we'll do the best we can. Nobody's irreplaceable, including me.
Well, see, that's part of when you build a good workforce, people can come and go, and there isn't anything that's lost. So when you do training and you have people working and mentoring other people within their jobs, you don't lose that information. It makes for a stronger, even happier, more productive workforce.
I think so.
So those are just my questions for today, and I thank you. I look forward to getting the information.
If you could touch base with Bill, he can pull some of that information. Obviously, we'll scrub the titles because that would be a problem. The other thing is that, you remember that, what was that number, that acronym that you were using for the
The EBLAR account.
Avlar? We don't use that. What was the,
That's probably a school one.
no, we, OPEB. You can discuss that with Bill
Yeah,
because
so
we.
you have a special account then for those monies that you have to pay out that will
Yeah,
be
that's a
placed in?
separate issue, but you could talk to Bill, and it's not funded because there's no possible way for any municipality to fund it, but the OPEB number is an unfunded number, and he can discuss that with you as well.
Okay, thank
That was
you.
a tangent. All right, does anybody else wish to be heard on the retirement incentive? No, he's just, okay, what I'll do is I'll close out the public comment portion, leave it open for written comment until May 9th at 4:30 in the town clerk's office.
No, BT.
Oh, May 16th. Yep, you're right. I even circled the 16th there. Let me circle it a little darker. We'll leave it open for 10 days to May 16th for public comment. You must be losing it. The second public hearing was scheduled for 2:15, and 2:15 having arrived, it is now 2:34. We're going to open the public hearing, the consideration of a proposed local law amending Chapter 18th of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Ethics. And Bob, do you want to comment on this?
I think it's pretty,
No?
it's pretty, fairly straightforward. I mean, there's some cleanup that's being proposed with respect to the political party. We capitalized or uppercased county, state, national as far as political parties. It expands the issue with respect to standards of conduct and avoidance of conflicts such that anybody who's a member of the town board, planning board, zoning board of appeals, Board of Assessment Review, or Ethics Board may not serve as an executive board member on any of those political committees. So that, what that means is if you are a member of any of those 5 mentioned boards within the town government, you could be a committee member, but you could not be an executive committee member. So you couldn't be a president, secretary, treasurer, or a vice president, or any executive position within those political parties or sub-parties. And that's the proposal that's before us today.
Okay, does anybody wish to be heard from the public? Mr. Coates?
Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Coates. I live on Roanoke Avenue in Riverhead. Last year, when I was a candidate for the Riverhead Town Board, I raised this issue about public officials serving
Can you
as
move the microphone up?
high party officials. Better?
Better.
And sometimes in the rough and tumble and the prism of a political campaign, issues like this get seen as personal. And as the movie line goes, I want to say it isn't personal, it's strictly business. This issue is about what structure of government will best serve the people of Riverhead, will provide us with the greatest transparency to the public, and engender the most confidence in Town Hall. I think James Madison said it pretty well when he said, all men having power ought to be mistrusted. President Reagan was fond of the phrase, trust but verify, and our founding fathers gave us a system of checks and balances. Excuse me. So to get right to the heart of the matter, your bill, as it is currently written, only curbs, in the way of elected officials, town board members from becoming party officers. I think that you need to go further. What if the next highway superintendent doesn't have Geo Woodson's sense of integrity? Suppose the next person that comes to that office becomes a party leader. Do we want to worry that some of the streets here get plowed first or last because they're in a Democratic or Republican neighborhood? Wasn't the suspicion on the Upper East Side this year in New York City that that neighborhood suffered because it didn't vote strongly enough for the mayor? Do we want to run even the slightest risk that highway vendors or suppliers get chosen because they aid the party leader at time of election? Do we want to set up a system where the superintendent has to choose between their responsibility to their party position or their responsibility to their public office? I don't think we do. What if Mason Haas isn't always the town assessor? Do we want the next assessor to be possibly seen as conflicted by party loyalty to their public duty when they decide how much taxes you'll pay? Shouldn't we design a system where there isn't even the slightest worry or iota or shred or notion of possible conflict of interest when it comes to a centerpiece issue like how much you'll be taxed? Do we want to risk that someday an over-partisan official will favor one political party or another when making assessments? Now, you'll say that can't happen because you're thinking of Geo and Mason, and you know them to be good men. But when you create the very structure of governance, you don't shape the office to suit the individual. You create a government for all time and all circumstances. You eliminate as best you can conflicts of interest. Locks and car alarms are designed with burglars in mind and not for the homeowner or the driver. You trust but verify, checks and balances. This board has consistently said that these positions are not policymakers, and I say they get elected for a reason. So I would ask this board to go further, to rise above the partisan fray. You are all Republicans up there, but you have a responsibility to all the citizens of Riverhead. You don't structure town hall the wrong way because it will ruffle the feathers of a party leader in the here and now. You build it right because we owe that to the people. It's not personal, it's strictly business. So every one of you I know up there has a child. I do too. And I know as parents we read to our children and we tell them that this is a land of opportunity, and we tell them that all people are created and treated equally. Well, if we're going to be true to those words, then no matter how much it hurts at times, we have to do the right thing. And the right thing is to build an ethical moat around Town Hall, and as best we can to check partisan politics at the door and serve all of the people equally. I urge you to ban all elected officials from serving as high political party officials. I urge you and ask you to put more government online, not less. I urge you to make the government more open, not close. And I beg you to tighten this town's flimsy ethic laws. Please, do the right thing. Give us a government we can all believe in. I thank you, for me, and for our children, and I thank you for listening. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
So I'll just go on record, Mr. Coates, I agree with 100% of what you said. The problem that we've had with the board is the original version. There were two versions of this. One version had banning just these individuals. The other version was the version that I preferred, banned all elected officials from holding executive board positions within the major political parties, Republican, Democrat, Conservative, and Independence Party. But as legislation gets made, I was in the minority, and so I will vote for this because it's a step in the right direction, but it doesn't go far enough. And so, again, everything Mr. Coach says I do agree with. Does anybody else wish to be heard on this matter? Ms. DeVito?
It's tough to follow Tony, but I also agree with him.
I know he
And
puts words in everybody's mouth.
I think having followed the discussions at the work sessions that the board had with this, the real hang-up here was who's a policymaker and who is not. And if we look at the proposed amendment to the Ethics Code, Part K, we have made policymakers of the ZBA and the Planning Board, and they are not policymakers. They are not individuals who make those codes. They merely interpret and apply. Their job is to direct those codes to the best use for the citizens of this town. So including them seems to be inconsistent with the general consensus of thought during your meetings that you wanted policymakers. So if you are going to include those individuals, I think we also have to give, as Mr. Coates has suggested, some credence to elected officials. Elected officials, for example, the town assessor's office, the town clerk's office, they're not accountable to you. Their time is not accountable to you. You don't direct their work. You don't create their work for them. They are elected and they're responsible to the town residents. So I would urge that, as Tony suggested, we have a mode of ethics around us, that you include all elected officials in this. You amend your intent for this amendment, and all elected officials in the town be included. If you're going to include your ZBA and Planning Board, obviously, you appoint these people, and you can, by law, remove them if you feel that they're not doing their job. They are doing work that is harming the town. To preclude individuals there, we know the history of where this came from. Let's talk about it. It was, political tit for tat. You had one executive board president from one party removed during one administration, the next administration came in and they passed the ethics law to remove
That's true.
the next guy. That's what it was. It was partisan tit for tat. So let's put it aside
And do it all.
and let's do it all.
I agree.
Thank you.
Anybody else wish to be heard on the matter?
I agreed with you, Angela, on the planning board. I didn't think that the planning board should be in here, but because the zoning board of appeals is a higher board, as the assessment, assessment review board is a higher appeal board, that's why I thought the zoning board and the assessment review board should be in here. because-
I really would have to challenge you, quite honestly, Jody, on the fact
please
that
do.
wherein law makes them a higher body than your town board.
Because they can trump town code. The
They
zoning board of
can't
appeals.
trump it.
Yes,
They
they
can
can.
only, no, they can't trump it.
They do
They
it
can
all the time.
interpret and apply
Right.
how they see
That's
in their
right.
determinations. That's not trumping your town code.
is. If
You've
they
given them that
interpret it-
charge. It's not. It doesn't make them a higher body. And the assessment, the town board of assessment, that's required by law. That's their job to do that.
That's right.
But those individuals, they do not trump you. For you to believe that you are beneath them, that somehow you are subject to their rulings, is ridiculous. As an elected town board person,
Yes.
you can take action when you believe, if
Well,
you say
need-
they've
need
trumped
three
you all the
board
time.
members. You need 3 board members to take action against the zoning board of appeals. If you feel that their interpretation is a violation of the town code and what the
I understand
intent
what
of
the
that code was-
process is.
If I can finish. You need
Yeah.
3 town board members to go and file an Article 78 against the zoning board of appeals. You cannot just remove those board members, and you cannot reverse their decisions.
You can
They-
review their tenancy on that board, and if you believe they
Every
have
5
acted.
years.
No, not every 5 years.
When
No,
they're
it's
up.
not every 5 years. It's not when they're up.
Well-
It's during the course of their term. Read the law, Jody.
I
That's what it
disagree
says.
with you, because when a resident contests what the town code says, which is the law that the town board makes, they can go to the zoning board of appeals, and the zoning board of appeals can grant them relief that's different from what's written in the town code. They are an appeal board. They are the highest, okay, when it comes to local government. When it comes to the Board of Assessment Review, the assessors will say, this is your assessment and this is what we believe your house is worth. And then you can go bypass the assessors and you can go to the Board of Assessment Review who can lower your assessment. So I believe that that the Board of Assessment Review can trump the assessors, and I believe that the Zoning Board of Appeals can say, Town Board, your code says this, but we interpret it differently, and we're gonna let you do that.
That's their application. That's the difference between
Yes.
policy and practice.
Yes,
Something that you need to become familiar with.
I'm very familiar with it, thank you.
All right. Does anybody else wish to be heard on this matter? Okay, not seeing anybody. We're going to close the public comment portion and leave it open for written comment until 4:30 p.m. in the town clerk's office on May 16th. See, I circled it big this time, so I saw it. I got my glasses on. All right, we have one more public hearing. This is
This is the most controversial one of all.
a good one?
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Where do you stick your sticker?
This one is, the public hearing is supposed to be scheduled at 2:20. 2:20 having arrived and left, it is now 2:28. I open the, 2:48. I open the public hearing for the consideration of a proposed local law amending Chapter 48 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Beaches and Recreation Centers. And I'll just give you the synopsis. We used to require you to have your beach sticker on your left-hand side front bumper, but with all the plastic bumpers that we have, people don't put them on. They don't adhere properly, and so we're changing it. They get stolen, which is amazing to me. So we're changing it so that beach stickers for motor vehicles that have a back window, the parking permit shall be permanently affixed to the lower left corner of the driver's side back window. For vehicles like pickup trucks that don't have a back window, or it's not a fixed back window, it goes up and down, the sticker shall be permanently affixed to the lower right corner of the driver's side rear side. Lower
doesn't make
right,
sense.
that doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't
That
make
should
sense.
be
That's why
lower
we're-
left corner. I'm gonna say that's the lower left corner. I'm glad we read this. And I think that's just a typo. That's not gonna be substantive. That'd be permanently affixed to the lower left corner of the driver's side rear window.
That lost me.
Uh,
Lower driver's side rear window. What it is.
Yeah, you're trying to keep everything on the left side as they come
Right,
in.
so couldn't it be on the left side of the back window? If you have a Jeep that's a four-seater and you don't have a back window,
Where's
you
it
can
go
put
then?
it on the back seat of the driver's side, on that window. I think that's how this reads.
It'd be the lower left.
It's on the right side of the back window.
Yeah,
Not the back window.
on the driver's side.
window. The passenger side window.
Lower right corner of the driver's side
Rear
rear
window. Rear window is the problem.
How do you have a right corner?
Let me address this.
Okay,
Right
this
side,
gentleman
left side.
probably wrote it.
Let me address this. Driver's side, rear window. You may have more than one window on that side, so it will capture the rear window on that vehicle, whether it has one window on the driver's side or multiple. It will be placed on the window furthest to the rear. So it captures all those vehicles in terms of those styles or
Still
configurations.
doesn't make any sense.
That's how I read it.
Right.
Still
It's
doesn't
the-
make
it's-
any sense.
You need to have it in a position that
goodness.
does not obstruct traffic or visibility.
If you have a pickup truck, George,
Yeah, I'm lost here too.
you have a
Pick
pickup
up without a
truck,
back.
Dan. You want everything to be on the driver's side, right?
Yes.
Yes,
The driver's
lower
side's
end.
the left side of the vehicle. That's the left side of the vehicle.
Well, we,
Okay, so if the driver's side is the left side of the vehicle, and you want to put it on the back, guys, can we have some quiet in the audience, please? If you're gonna look from the back of the vehicle, the left side's the driver's side, you want the sticker to be on the driver's side, the left side. So
left.
it's gotta be the left corner of whatever window that is on the back.
So you're saying it should be the lower left corner, the driver's rear side.
Lower left
Lower.
corner.
Right, lower left corner. So this should read lower left corner.
Right. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Lower left corner.
I mean, if this is,
Lower right.
this is your rear window, I would think it'd be the lower left, you don't want it the other side.
If you put it on
gotta
the
be the lower
left
left.
window,
Back window.
okay, there's a lot of people talking.
Okay, guys, we can only have, if you want to talk, you can come to the podium. This is wrong. I'm positive this is wrong because you want everything on the driver's side.
Well, it says driver's side for both.
It does, and if you put it
So
on
it's
the
dri-
lower
we're
left
starting-
corner,
Both examples involve the driver's side
right,
vehicle.
and
So
if there's only
in both
one,
instances, it's the driver's side where
Right.
the sticker is being affixed.
And
Whether
if there's
it's a
only one
fixed
window-
window or a instance where there's not a fixed window.
if there's only one window on the driver's side, then the bottom left corner would be obstructing the view of the side view mirror.
Right, it should be on that lower right corner.
This is not supposed to capture that scenario. This is supposed, because I'm the one that asked to have it written. You guys didn't capture what George and I drive pickup trucks.
You're in the back of the window.
This
The
is
back
supposed to
window. If you don't
capture
have it,
pickup trucks.
If you don't
It'd
have,
be the lower left, right?
This doesn't capture pickup trucks.
Right, exactly.
right.
That's what I asked you to capture. You didn't capture pickup
Most
trucks.
pickup trucks have back windows.
I get
Yeah,
it.
you have the two clauses.
I think. I mean, most pickup trucks ever do have a back window.
Right.
Okay, let's take your argument, back window. So where do you want it? Your lower right in the back window,
Okay.
Jim, or
That's
your lower
what
left?
this says.
Right,
So
right.
let me ask you a
So-
question.
Right, it
If-
should be the lower left. in the
If
back
you
window.
have a two-seater pickup truck,
have a back window.
if you have a two-seater
Right.
pickup truck,
That's what we're.
where are you gonna put the sticker?
It doesn't matter whether it's a two-seater pickup truck. It's going to go right behind the driver's side head in the back corner on the left. So it's on the left side.
And number 2 deals with no back window.
I'm thinking they're talking about,
Double I deals with no back window.
That's what that's gonna be. How's it on
Okay.
the back window?
I'm done with it. It's ridiculous. We'll never be able to pass. Guys, I don't think I've ever done that. Does anybody else wish to be heard on this matter? Okay, this was so inarticulately written. I'm not sure whether we're going to adopt it or not. I think it's comical. If you'd like to share in the comedy, you can write to us by May 16th at the clerk's office. And as with so many town codes, we'll probably pass it just the way it is. All right. We're going to move to public hearing, to resolutions. Does anybody wish to be heard on resolutions? This is your time to speak about resolutions that are up for vote. Does anybody wish to be heard on resolutions? No? No? Okay.
I wanna make a motion.
We're going to untake, we got to see. Okay, that's fine. Yep.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we close the town board meeting and open the CDA meeting. So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
The CDA meeting is now open.
CDA Resolution Number 9 authorizes transfer of all title, interest, and possession in property situated on Grumman Boulevard known as former Grumman Guard House and commonly referred to as Henry Pfeiffer Community Center from Town of Riverhead Community Development Agency to Town of Riverhead.
So move. Second.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio?
I'm gonna vote no because I thought that this should have been discussed at a public work session, which it was not. It was emailed to all town board members on Thursday afternoon after work session, and there was no room for discussion. So, well, not the going to the Henry Pfeiffer Center, but anyway, so I'm a no.
Gabrielson?
I think there's a couple issues that came up with me on this, and I thought, or hoped we would have had more discussion in the work session, but it is what it is, it's here now. One of them was the rec funds that went into this project. But I think we've worked that out. I think we've worked out something where the rec committee and the rec community is happy how so that kind of went away. I think that's a big deal. The other one is, actually there's three of them. The other one is the location. I think for a dog pound, I personally feel that's kind of a hostile environment out there. I think the area is too small. There's no real room for expansion. I mean, where are you going to walk the dogs? So I think there's a number of issues as far as that location that I don't think is really ideal. And I just want to go back to the minutes when this was redone. The money went into rehab in this building. And this goes back to 2003. And Councilman Lull had made a statement at the time, and he said at this meeting, a question was asked of me once, why don't we consider this building for a new dog pound? And the simple fact is, it's too small and always has been too small. So I kind of echo the sentiments he had, that it's not really our ideal location. It's next to the rail spur. We may have a freight unloading area right behind it, which I think would be quite a disturbance. So that's my second issue. The third issue is, and maybe the most important, I think, looking at the bigger comprehensive plan of what we're doing at EPCAL, let's look at the subdivision. Looks like we got to look at the energy park. And you say, what here would contribute to the success of possibly the energy park and the build out ultimately of the subdivision? And I really feel there was a lot of interest, and there could be a lot of interest in the Henry Pfeiffer Center. And I really look at the Henry Pfeiffer Center as being the gateway to that energy park. And if, let's just say it's sold, I think the numbers we may look at, we haven't had it appraised. I was hoping to go out for an RFP and get a number on it. I'm just saying out loud, it may be worth $1 million. Okay? I also know that at that point, the tax revenue that would come in would be substantial. I think it would be really a big deal. So I think as a town board, I'm just hoping that we look at this a little closer instead of being, reacting and passing this like this. So I'm going to vote no.
Wooten?
Well, before I vote, I just want to say a few words. And I'm pretty good at formulating my thoughts, but I did take time to write them down because I don't want to miss any, because this has been a 2-decade battle with the town and with animal care.
We're in the home stretch.
I've had the pleasure of being friends and good friends with Councilman Jim Lowe, long before he was elected, until the day he died. And during his tenure and years after, he paved the way and changed the care and welfare of the dogs under the charge of the town. Shortly after I was elected and being assigned as liaison to the animal shelter, I learned firsthand the issues and inconsistencies in the town's ability to deal with animal control and all the emotions and passions of animal advocates and humane societies. I truly don't think that any member of the town board, at least not back then and not now, understood the complexities related to the care and welfare of the animals. I am pleased that Supervisor and I recently began to work together and agreed that the privatization would be best served the public. The reputation of the North Fork Welfare Animal League is an ideal fit for the services we, the town, have long needed and desired. This move to contract with North Fork was supported by the Animal Advisory Committee. I've also thanked and have to credit Denise Lucas of the MTAS, a 501c3 not-for-profit, for her dedication and fundraising work to raise money to relocate the animal shelter and improve the facility. Denise has been very vocal and supportive of the town's goal to move the animal shelter, and she represents dozens of residents who are passionate and care about the welfare of lost, abandoned, and animals in need of care and rehabilitation. For years, I, on behalf of the town, have expressed a desire and intention to address the town's animal shelter and improve services related to that shelter and to the town residences, including a spay and neuter clinic, improved kennels, training, socialization, and overall care of the animals in the shelter. While the town has employed various tools, special spay and neuter days, employed behaviorists, our facility at Young's Avenue is inadequate, poorly located next to a grinding and compost yard, and without sufficient space to expand or even serve the public. The Henry Pfeiffer Center and the property provides an opportunity to put into use a town property which is underutilized and ripe for expansion. Last year, the North Fork Welfare Animal League contracted with the town to take over our animal shelter and dog control services. North Fork has a wonderful reputation, hard-working staff, and frankly, in a short time has improved services provided to the town residents. This plan is to use an existing building and at no cost to the taxpayers. North Fork will build the kennels and offices and a portion of the property. The town is not surrendering ownership and control of our building. We are leasing the vacant portion of the property to improve and expand services. The present kennels are limited in number, small, and we have no facilities for cats. This is an opportunity to provide quality care and services. North Fork will build kennels, much improved from those that exist today, spay and neuter facilities, and a facility to care for cats. Years ago, in many towns throughout this state, animal shelters were located on the outskirts of town or located next to less or undesirable uses, just like Young's Avenue next to the old landfill, yard waste facility, and Crown Sanitation. It is time for this town to relocate the animal shelter facility more conducive to visits from residences. The open space atmosphere, quiet, and an opportunity for expansion exists at this location. This shelter should be a beacon of hope. The stress of being cooped up in a cage can be extremely debilitating. Our goal for the animals is to provide an environment that assists staff and provides tools to improve the dog behaviorally, emotionally, and physically. Shelters aren't just for animals, they're for communities. It is this vision of firmly bringing these safe havens into the fold of the community that seems to be revolutionizing shelters the most profoundly. In the past, shelters were seen as a repository of community's outcasts, but today I hope that image is changing. The relocation of the animal shelter to Henry Pfeiffer goes hand in hand with urban renewal goals. First, utilizing and improving existing buildings and sites that are not used and provide improved services to town residences. Our goal, improved facilities, affordable spaying and neutering, vaccinations, microchipping, to name just a few. While I support the town's recreation programs, and frankly, I think this entire town board has demonstrated its commitment to the recreation department. The move to the Henry Pfeiffer is not about recreation versus animal shelter, but instead, the town's commitment to the animal shelter and desire to make use of an existing underutilized building and transform a non-use to a use providing a valuable and long overdue community service. And I thank this town board for their support in embracing the vision of relocating the animal shelter. And I vote yes.
Dunleavy?
That was a great speech.
Councilman
I have
Tetchman?
nothing prepared. I'm just an ordinary person. An ordinary guy. I vote the way my conscience and the way people describe. I don't know how to take care of animals. I'm not a professional. I have to listen to the professional people and tell me how the animals should take care. Norfolk Animal League is doing a wonderful job on Young's Avenue. And that is a building that's really fallen down. So, I mean, they're doing a great job up there. No one's complaining. We used to have people in here every town board meeting complaining about how we treat our animals at the animal shelter. We don't have that anymore. So, using my common sense, which I use all the time, and say, I want to thank the Norfolk Animal League for the job that they do, and I'm voting yes.
Supervisor Walter?
For all the reasons eloquently stated by my distinguished colleagues to my right, I vote yes. I thank Denise Lucas, because without Denise Lucas's perseverance in putting this in my face and actually blocking me in the parking lot once and not letting me leave till she finished, I probably would not have been a champion for this as I am now. So thank you, Denise.
The resolution is adopted, and that completes the business of the CDA.
I make a motion, we close the CDA meeting and reopen the town board meeting. So moved.
And seconded?
Moved and
Giglio?
oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio?
Yes.
Garrelson?
Yes.
Wooten?
Yes.
Dunleavy?
Yes.
Walter?
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Town board meeting is reopened. Do we want to untable this one to get it out of the way?
Yeah, I'd like to.
And withdraw 275?
I'd like to make a motion that we untable resolution
You have one more.
275 off the table.
So moved.
And withdraw. We're going to untable and withdraw.
Well, we're gonna, first we have to untable, then we have to withdraw.
You can do it together.
Can't do it at the same time.
No, okay, that's fine.
I'll second the untable.
Yes.
Gabrielson?
Yes.
Wooten?
Yes.
Dunleavy?
Yes.
Walter?
Yes.
Resolution 275 is untabled.
All right. Resolution, go ahead.
You're going to withdraw if there's a new one in there.
Okay.
Resolution 275, I make a motion, we withdraw it, authorizing the supervisor to execute a license agreement with D. Muma for concession at Gradual Park. To withdraw, so moved.
Second to withdraw.
Moved and seconded to withdraw.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution 275 is withdrawn.
Let's get started.
Okay. We'll move to Resolution 293.
293 is a 2013 ambulance district budget adjustment. So moved.
Unseconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 294.
2013 Calhoun Sewer District Budget Adjustment, so moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 295.
2013 East Creek Fund budget adjustment. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 296.
2013 Highway District budget adjustment, so moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
And this is just closing out 2013 books, so I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 297.
This is the 2013 Millbrook Gables Playground budget adjustment. So moved.
Unseconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
This is the money to put the equipment up, ready to go. Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 298.
2013 Recreation Program Fund Budget Adjustment, so moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 299.
2013 Refuse and Garbage District budget adjustment. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
I'm not pleased at the fact that we're taking $9,600 out of the recycling revenue to pay for buyback. I think that we should have taken that money from somewhere else, so I will vote no, because recycling is important, and I think that's what that money should be spent on.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
I feel the same way as Councilwoman Giglio. I thought the recycling revenue would pay for recycling containers at our public parks, so we can start a great recycling program. It should be taken out from someplace else, so I vote no.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 300.
2014 Bayberry Park Improvement, budget adoption, so moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Dominique, this one's for you. Handball court can resurface.
Dominique plays handball?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Paddleball up there. She's been on my case now for about a year and a half. You got it. Yes.
20,000.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 301.
This is the budget adoption for a 2014 Calverton Bocce Court. So moved.
And seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 302.
2014 Calverton Concession Improvement Budget Adoption, so moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 303.
2014 Commercial Efficiency Program Pulaski Street Building budget adjustment. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 304.
2014 Drive Park Improvement, Venado Drive, budget adjustment, so moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 305.
It's a recreation program budget adjustment. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 306.
Authorize removal of fixed asset inventory records from system. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes, it's a little lighter this year than we usually have, so I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 307.
Authorizes the supervisor to execute a rider agreement with Nelson Pope and Voorhees LLC regarding additional scope of services. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
I'm very happy that this is coming to fruition because the money that we got from the state to do a Brownfield Opportunities Act to clean up properties from Tanger all the way through into East Main Street is giving us the opportunity to perhaps change the Wild Scenic Recreational Rivers line so that the south side of the river can become a walking trail all the way into downtown from Tanger, hopefully. And the downtown 2nd Street Historic District, work can begin to start that as a national registry so that those historic structures can be improved and they can be eligible for both state and federal tax credits. So I'm very pleased that we were able to get a response back from the state. Dan McCormick, our town attorney, did an excellent job at this, and Chris Kempner. So I want to thank them both, and I'm very excited to start this project. Yes.
Gabrielson,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter,
Yes, and we might actually receive an award for our BOA.
resolution adopted. Resolution 308,
Accepts the acceptance of Suffolk County Downtown Revitalization Round 11 grant for downtown LED lights. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
resolution adopted. Resolution 309,
Authorize the supervisor to sign the Suffolk County Community College Culinary Arts and Hospitality Center use agreement. So moved.
And seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
resolution adopted. Resolution 310,
Authorize submission of a letter of intent and execution of contract by the Supervisor for Operation Maintenance Grant Program to New York State Environmental Facilities Corp., EFC. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
resolution adopted. Resolution 311,
Establishes Thursday's Farmers Market location for 2014 season. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
resolution adopted. Resolution 312,
Awards bid for annual materials and asphalt procurement contract. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
resolution adopted. Resolution 313,
Awards the bid for the annual construction contract. So moved.
And seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
resolution adopted. Resolution 314,
Authorize attendance of 2 police department employees to the annual New York statewide Trax electronic ticket and data transfer system seminar. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
resolution adopted. Resolution 315,
Accepts the resignation of a police officer. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes, I wish Kim Holder all the best in the world. I vote yes.
Walter,
Yes.
resolution adopted. Resolution 316,
Appoints a seasonal pump out boat operator. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
resolution adopted. Resolution 317,
It's a town board acknowledgement of a member of the Board of Assessment Review filing for retirement benefits. So moved.
And seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
resolution adopted. Resolution 318,
Establish a standard workday for an elected official.
Oh, I didn't even realize we had to do this. This is one of those emails that came. Meg, this is
Should it be,
third year that every 3 years we. Okay.
all right, so moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter,
Yes, thank you, Meg.
resolution adopted. Resolution 319,
Authorization to publish advertisement for auto and truck repairs for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
resolution adopted.
Can I-
Resolution 320,
Meg, can you just, Meg, I want to talk to you about that, later, after the meeting, if you're still here, that resolution. It's a personal question, thanks.
Authorization to publish advertisement for automotive parts for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 321.
It's authorization to publish advertisement for diesel fuel for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
And seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 322.
Authorization to publish advertisement for heating fuel for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 323.
Authorization to publish advertisement for junk and abandoned vehicles for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 324.
Set salaries for 2014 summer personnel for the Recreation Department. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 325.
Appoints a scorekeeper, level 1, to the rec department. So moved.
And
Seconded.
seconded? No.
Everybody wants to second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 326.
Appoint seasonal recreation leaders to the recreation department. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 327.
Authorizes the supervisor to execute a rider agreement with Merchant Services Incorporated doing business as EVO Merchant Services and Systems East Incorporated. So moved.
And second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 328.
Authorize the supervisor to execute an agreement with Cummings Power Systems LLC regarding generator maintenance service for Riverhead Water District. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 329.
This authorizes town clerk to publish and post the attached notice to bidders for the removal of dry cake, sludge, and grit screen waste. So moved.
And seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 330.
Authorize town clerk to publish and post the attached notice to bidders for removal of liquid sludge. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
If it's not dry, it's wet. I
Okay.
vote yes.
Some good stuff.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 331.
Amends Resolution Number 123 of 2014, authorizes the release of site plan security at First Pioneer Farm Credit, AKA Southern New England Federal. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
$32. Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 332.
Authorize the appropriation of funds for local patriotic organizations pursuant to town law 6413. So moved.
This is all right now?
This is the one.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Bob.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Next one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you want to clarify it, but it says on the first resolve that it's to each. So it was $250 to each entity.
Oh, it
At
says
the very
for
end,
each,
it says
does it?
each.
Okay.
But I mean, if you want it,
That's fine. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Resolution 332 is adopted. Resolution 333.
333 authorizes the appropriation of funds for local patriotic organizations pursuant to town law 64, parentheses 12. So moved.
And seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 334.
Authorize supervisor to execute a professional services agreement with Business Automation Services, BAS. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
In order to create efficiency in the departments for a computer system that is more than 20 years old and to keep track of our building permits and our rental permits and for quality of life issues, it's so important that we get the software and get the town on the right track. Since they've been tracking the expired rental permits from January until now for 3 months, it's been realized that there's $130,000 out there in outstanding rental permits that have not been paid and have not been renewed. They have essentially been manually handwriting letters, or not handwriting, but typing in manually names and addresses of people whose permits expired, what their permit expired for, what the dollar amount was, and then wiping the slate clean and sending out the next letter. It causes a tremendous amount of staff time, and I believe that the staff belongs out in the field doing the work, not in the office doing clerical. We need our senior building inspector out there being short-staffed, helping with the fire marshal inspections and what have you. So I think this is something that we can also integrate other departments in as we get more money in. So we're going to start out with the building department and with the code revision, or I mean, not code revision, code enforcement, and then we can add other departments on. And all of this will tie into the accounting software that the supervisor and the financial officer of the town wants to see at a later date, so that those reports can automatically go to that office without sending paperwork back and forth. So it'll be a much more efficient way to run the departments, and I'm really looking forward to getting started on it. So yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
I know we had a lot of discussion about this, and timing was everything. I think we were waiting to see what side of revenue got generated in the first, third quarter. But I do buy the argument that, and I have talked to other staff, that could benefit with this software, now. So I think the challenge is really how we're gonna pay for it, but I think.
It's not in the budget, Jim. You
I know,
just
but
blew it 50.
You are so good at it, Sean. You are so good at.
You
turning
overspent
things-
the budget by
Sean's right.
$800,000. You overspent the budget by $800,000 last year, and now you just added another 50 to this budget.
I know,
Or
but
you're
you-
about to.
I
see
think
it
what's
coming.
gonna happen, I know, but I think.
You're not getting additional revenue for this. You're just spending money you don't have.
I think you're gonna take in enough to pay for this program and then some.
Me
You're
too.
$4 million behind in your budget.
I'm talking about to pay for this in order
It's
to
not
catch
gonna
up.
pay for that. Jim, you're not gonna pay for that. They're $4 million behind in your budget. We're behind in our revenues for our building department fees. All I asked, which would have been the appropriate thing to do, which is what the
Speak
board
with the
agreed to do on Thursday, is wait till your third quarter revenues were in so you could see whether we had any additional money. Right now, you're behind. You're behind in money from where you were at this time last year, where you were at this time the year before. You're not even hitting your budgetary marks, and now you're gonna spend $50,000. And there may be some people out there, I know there's some people out there that know what the mainframe is in a COBOL-based computer system, and you're
Right.
putting whipped cream over roadkill.
Well,
I
the
mean,
to-
you're,
the total-
the COBOL-based computer system has to be replaced first. But go ahead.
Well, I don't know about that, because this is software that can integrate with.
You
what-
can't
what-
integrate with the
Well,
whole
no,
financial
but
accounting
what your
department.
ultimate
Yes.
goal is, it certainly is all, whether you
Let's-
get tires for the car now or buy the car and put the tires on it, it's still gonna integrate with what we're gonna have, so. I mean, sometimes you have an old car, you gotta keep it running, so.
I
this is a
just
good- I
ask
think it's
you,
a good thing.
don't spend money that you don't have and you don't have it.
I'll get you one. I vote yes.
Dunleavy.
Take it out of my pay,
I just think this is
More than you pay.
bringing Riverhead up to
my personal.
the century that we're in now. We've been behind, most of our computer systems are behind times. We have to start, this is an easy way to start. We're gonna be spending about $44,000 for this. And I think this is, we have to start someplace. And this is where we're gonna start. And I hope all the other departments can come around and we can make them. I mean, we still had our systems on the fiche, and that was years ago, that they used that they put them in the slides and.
Yeah, clerk's office.
So I mean, this is gonna bring us up to the 21st century. I vote yes.
Walter.
As I said, the town, this money is not budgeted for. The more pressing thing is the COBOL-based computer system and the fact that the town board has to next year buy a new mainframe. And if we don't get off the COBOL-based computer system, which has no backup, the only people that could back it up are Suffolk County, because nobody uses a COBOL-based mainframe. That's the priority. The accounting department has 2 programs it has to run for $90 million in budgets. You can replace the accounting software without personnel, because we're working on something else for about $170,000. $90 million worth of budgets, sewer, water, tax receiver, all are operating on a COBOL-based system. It is a fool's errand, I'm sorry, to spend $50,000 for 2 departments when you have the entire $90 million budget being run by 2 computer programs. Because what happens is, and I'm going to make my case, what happens is the FMS system can't do everything that it needs to do in this day and age. So the accounting department has used the Excel programs to mirror what's on FMS, but you can't use Excel to run the town because the way FMS is set up. So the accounting department runs 2 programs at the same time. I watched Bill. He's got 2 computer screens. He's got to check each one to make sure it works for $90 million, and you've spent $50,000 on 2 departments when you're behind in your revenues. I vote no.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 335.
Authorizes the supervisor to execute professional services agreement with Bound Management Systems Incorporated. So moved.
And seconded.
I encourage you to vote no on this because the money is in the budget for this. So take the money from the GIS system and put it in this, because this money's budgeted for. BAS is not.
Okay, well, you know what, Mr. Supervisor, you said a few months ago you had $170,000 in the interest from MetLife that you wanted to use towards the COBOL programs that you're talking about
We
for
do.
the financial hardware. Okay, the financial software
Been
is
saving
an
it
estimate. Okay, if I
for
could just
4
finish.
years. Yeah,
The
I've been
financial-
saving it for
okay,
4 years.
The financial software, we got an estimate 5 years ago, that's $240,000 to pull the financial network out of the COBOL base. But you also have to pull out the scavenger waste,
I
the
wasn't
sewer
here 5
district,
years ago.
the water district. You have to pull all those others out too, and that is additional money on top of the $240,000. And if you don't do all of them at once, then you're gonna have to keep buying a new mainframe for $60,000. So it's the $240,000 for the financial software. It's however much for scavenger waste. It's however much for assessor. It's however much for, so you're talking about almost
So
a
in other
$500,000 in
The
software.
better idea was to just start with this for 2 programs instead of getting.
To generate the revenue so that we could buy that.
It's not going to generate any
I
additional
disagree with
revenue.
you.
You know what, at the last board meeting of the year, we'll see whether it generated any additional revenue.
We will, because in checking with the county, they're not even complete in doing all the data entry for the first quarter, so we don't even know that we're behind yet.
This thing.
Well,
That's
I
not
can show you
accurate.
an email
That's
from
not
Scott
accurate.
Harrington saying that they were working on something else that had to be done by March 31st, and that they haven't entered all the data yet
All
in
I'm
order to
asking
get
the
me
town-
those numbers.
All I'm asking the town board to do is vote no on this GIS, because the money doesn't exist in the budget. We're $4 million behind in the budget. I did not budget for BAS. You went ahead and you voted for BAS. You can't afford it, you don't have it, you overspent the budget by $800,000 last year, which had to come out of the reserve funds. If you continue on this path, we'll be at $1 million this year, so
You know, you
I'm
keep saying that
I'm
we
urging you
overspent
to
$800,000.
vote.
You didn't partake in any of
I'm
those
part
votes?
of the town board.
Okay.
I'm part of the town board. The town council is you, the town board is us. The fact is, we don't have the money to do both, and I'm encouraging you to vote no against the GIS system, because you need to live within your budget, much like everybody else in this audience has to live within their budget. So I'm urging you to vote no. I don't know where we are. Moved and seconded, did we?
I don't think we moved. Have you read it yet?
Yeah.
That hasn't even moved yet.
Authorizes the supervisor to execute professional services agreement with Bound Management Systems, Inc. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
I will honor your wishes, Supervisor, and vote no, and hopefully we'll have the money in a few months, and once we get the numbers back from the revenue that's come in, we'll find the money to pay for it. I'm sure you will, because
I
I know
won't.
we need this program.
I'll let you take care of that.
Gabrielson.
I'm gonna vote no. Budget
Woodman.
neutral.
Wow. I don't know, this is not a good trick on the rule. We got 2 people that can use this GIS, and we've got the dozen that need to. Wow, we will, I wish I could go back and change it.
We can talk about it at work session again, Jim. I'm sure that
Well, this is,
We'll find
We always find the money whenever we need it for another initiative, so I'm sure we can say we found the money.
well, I'm gonna,
I'm asking you not to spend what you don't have, that's all I'm asking.
I'll vote no. I don't want it back on the next meeting.
Dunleavy.
Well, I don't agree with Supervisor because, yeah, we have budgets, but everything comes, if you need 4 tires for your automobile, that's not budgeted in last year, and you have to get, so you have to add $1,000 to get the 4 tires. So things happen. This is another upgrade to the town. I'll go along with my colleagues and vote no, but I really think that you should think long and hard on where this town is progressing and where we're going. I vote no.
Walter.
No.
Resolution is not adopted. Resolution 336.
Now, we thought this was gonna be controversial.
Authorize lease agreement between the town of Riverhead and North Fork Animal League Welfare League, subject to General Municipal Law 507. So moved.
second,
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Oh, I'm lost here, hold on. Oh, there I am. Giglio.
Believe me when I tell you that I am grateful to North Fork Animal Welfare League for what you've done for our shelter, and Denise for what you've done, and for all the volunteers what you've done for our animals in the town of Riverhead, and for caring for them the way they should be cared for. I had spoken to Jim about selling the Pfeiffer Center, maybe taking money from that to build a new animal shelter right behind the dog park, and finding the money to do that. And I think that's really the best location, is by the dog park at EPCAL for the animal shelter. I don't think that the Henry Pfeiffer is a great location for it. I don't. And so I think you're doing a great job, and I'm very happy that you're here. But I don't agree with the Henry Pfeiffer Center location. So I have to vote no.
Gabrielson.
In this agreement, is there an end game, like how many months or years we have to fulfill this contract? And the reason I'm saying it, and you probably all understand the issue, the Troxel Center money, okay? That building may be built at the Henry Pfeiffer area, okay? And it's in the WSR area. There's a possibility that DEC won't allow that construction. So at what point will these negotiations end and have to go somewhere else, if that comes to pass? I'm not saying it will.
We won't let that go a long way. I mean, if we can't get it through, then.
Right, that's a
then we can't
possibility.
get it through.
And I agree with Councilman Giglio. I support the animals. I'm a farmer, I have animals, and I like to be treated, that's why I never liked that location, if it was too hostile. But I would like to build it in another area. You know, the dog park would be perfect. But I just want to know when this would end, if it didn't come to pass.
We'll know pretty quickly.
We'll know pretty
from the
quickly.
DEC.
We
I
will.
would say by summer's end, we'll know.
Summer's end. Okay,
That would
then
be my guess. They have to come up with the.
At that
we've gotta
point,
come
we
up with
look
the
to
diagram,
redirect.
The
So
site plan.
I think those things should be almost addressed, or I don't know what comes first, you know.
This, so we can
to-
move forward.
So, but, so I'm gonna vote no.
Wootman.
what?
We're back on GIS. Oh, no, sorry.
Actually, I don't know, and the way I think the Henry Pfeiffer, that location is absolutely splendid. I don't know why, I just do, I think it's a great location, and I think, with the land lease, and we've had preliminary talks, but nothing officially, and I don't think it's gonna be a hard hurdle to jump to do a land lease for the direction of the kennels for the Troxel Center. I just think it's something for 2 decades. The animals have always been on the back burner. It's time now to get that coin flipped and get that done and create something that the town will be proud of. And this is just a first step. This is just calling for a Q&E. So this is preliminary more than anything, and I vote yes.
Dunleavy.
Again, I really think, we've been talking about this for years, kicking it down the road, and I just don't want to kick it down the road anymore. And we're just calling for a hearing on June 3rd, for anybody that wants to speak about it. So, I'm gonna vote yes for this.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 337.
Authorizes the to execute a license agreement with D. Mula for concession at Grangeville Park. So moved.
And seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
I think she's gonna do a great job in fixing the old, what was that,
Pump
water-
house.
Pump house, a water pump house up,
Right now, it's an open air bath.
and keep all the homeless people out of it. So, I have to give her all the courage in the world for doing this. I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 338.
Awards bid for snack vendors, so moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 339.
Authorizes town clerk to publish and post notice to bidders for annual diesel generator maintenance. So moved.
And second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 340.
Approves the Chapter 90 application of Neo Rogers Productions Incorporated. We Are a Family Music and Art Wine Festival, August 9th and 10th, 2014. So moved.
Seconded.
This is gonna be a big one.
This is not the town.
Moved and
this-
seconded, vote please. What?
Giglio.
This is another resolution that came forward on Thursday night. It's something that I felt should have been discussed at the work session agenda. We're bringing 9,600 people per day for 2 days into town for an event. This resolution says that they have to submit an outdoor public safety plan to the fire marshal's office no later than July 30th,
Do you wanna
2014.
table the
I would love
resolution?
to table the
You should
resolution
have said
and
that in the
discuss it
beginning.
at work session.
Would you like to table the resolution?
I would like to table the resolution and discuss it at work session, because there are certain things that I asked
That's all you have to, you ask us, we would have tabled it.
for. Okay.
Does anybody object to that?
What a calming effect.
No, this
you
is
have.
not,
So-
this is
so
not time sensitive, so.
It is.
I agree.
Sensitive.
With Councilwoman Giglio, there was a question I was waiting to get back to hear from them, and I
So
never
make a
heard, so
motion
let's
to
say we table. I'll make a motion to table resolution
I'll second.
340.
Moved and seconded, as the table?
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Only because there's time to massage this, I'll vote yes.
Dunleavy.
I'll vote yes to table to talk about it again. But these people were here, they spoke to us several times, and this is in conjunction with Friday night downtown. So we will discuss this, but I will discuss it again to keep everybody happy.
This
So
is-
We're
I will
still
vote
within
yes
your
to table.
timeframes, right?
Huh?
We're still
Yes.
within their
Yes.
timeframes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is has to do with
Okay.
downtown.
Yeah, but
Yep,
if
they're
we
both
discussed
done.
this with downtown.
Maybe it is.
Right.
You're gonna get promotion on Thursday at work session.
And if we have to have a special town board meeting to adopt it, we can, but, I had asked for things such as $3 to $5 on top of the ticket price for mitigation for our roadways and for, our communities, and.
Okay,
and
let's discuss it
so-
at work session. Never heard about
and
We
that.
never
nobody
heard
ever got
about
back
that.
to me. It was
That's
dismissed.
something new.
That's
So
new.
John,
So I'm gonna vote
they
yes
came
to
to us two
table
at a
it
time.
and discuss it. But I think that if we bring things up too late now, after we discuss it one or two times, and then we're holding them up,
Okay, so,
I vote yes.
yes to
Walter.
table.
yes.
We'll have you on Thursday. Can you
res-
guys come Thursday? Work it out with Tara or Jill. Jill, really.
Resolution 340 is tabled. Resolution 341.
I'm sorry. Approves the chapter 90 application of Wading River Shoreham Chamber of Commerce Incorporated, Duck Pond Bay, May 18th, 2014.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 342.
Extends contract for Youngs Avenue landfill post-closure inspections, testing and reporting activities, and authorize supervisor to execute an agreement for such services. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 343.
Extends bid contract for annual heating, ventilating, and air conditioning maintenance contract. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
The typo, this goes all the way to 2104, so I think that's a pretty long way out. So
Dunleavy.
Where's Sal when we need
Yes.
him? Oh, we have
Walter.
Chip.
Yes, but did we fix the typo?
Where is the typo?
It's in the
It's
last.
from 6 months from July 2014 to December 2104.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Five.
fifth, whereas.
1, 2, 3.
You got it, Diane?
Well, I think mine looks okay. Maybe
No,
I'm not looking at
it's
the right
1,
thing.
2, 3, 4,
Right here, I
fifth,
wrote it.
fifth
I changed
whereas.
Oh, I see, yes, yes.
It also says
Okay.
6 months,
I got it.
so the two are internally inconsistent.
Okay. Resolution adopted.
Amended,
Did you-
as amended.
As amended. Resolution 344.
Approves the chapter 90 application of Halleckville Incorporated, Rhode Island Fleece and Fiber Country Fair, Country Style Fair, May 17th and May 18th, 2014. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 345.
Approves the chapter 90 application of the Jamesport Fire Department to conduct the Fireman's Carnival on July 8th through July 12th, 2014. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
So this is the same weekend as we have that Miles Rogers concert? No, that's
That's
August,
August,
right?
that's
Okay.
August.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 346.
Approves Chapter 90 application of Maureen's Haven Homeless Outreach Program. That's the 5K Fall Fun Run, October 26, 2014. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 347.
Amend bid award for water service materials for use in the Riverhead Water District. So moved.
And second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 348.
Approves chapter 90 application for Polish Health Civic Association, August 16th and August 17th, 2014, for the Polish Town Fair. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 349.
What's so funny about me running? 349 ratifies the authorization of attendance at the 2014 training school and annual meeting held by the Association of Towns. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Are you being chased?
Resolution 350.
Authorized release of site plan security of James and McGuire. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 351.
Authorizes the supervisor to execute a sublicense agreement with the Suffolk County Real Property Tax Service Agency and the Riverhead Town Landmark Preservation Committee regarding access and use of Suffolk County's advanced real estate information systems. So moved.
And second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 352.
We're gonna table this one.
Authorize the payment of membership fees.
I think we're gonna table this one.
You want to table it?
Yeah, I think we had, Dan had some questions about it, so we're gonna table it, so we'll
Yes.
put it on next time.
All right, I make a motion, we table resolution 352.
I'll second the table.
Moved and seconded table.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution 352 is tabled. Resolution 353.
353 is a motion to pay bills.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded as to paying bills.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Okay, now we open the comment, whole public comment for any matter that might interest you that's before the town board. We ask you to limit your comments to 5 minutes. Does anybody wish to be heard?
I make a motion, we close the town board.
Someone's getting up.
See, well, you're coming up.
Are you getting up, sir, to speak?
Coming up? Okay.
My name is Richard Luzzy. I live at 37 Hubbard Avenue, Unit 86, Riverhaven, New York. One of the gentlemen that lived at Riverhead wanted to put a statement in, but he is he's not available. Do you want me to read it, or do you want me to just?
You can
give it?
submit it, you can do either or both.
I'll submit it, since
Okay,
I only
that's
have
fine.
5 minutes.
Okay,
Okay, basically, I want to talk about what's going on, as you know, the Gershauer problems. As far as I'm concerned, it is business as usual with Gershauer. The conditions that I have stated in the past still exist. Some new ones have been added. Last Sunday, I heard loud noises from Gershauer. It was so loud, I thought they were working. When I went to inspect it, it was sheet metal that was being blown off the piles onto the concrete. From what I can see, since Gershauer started operation, it is business as usual. Many town of Riverhead violations exist today. However, I have never seen anyone from the town giving out any violation tickets. This guy Gershowitz is making millions and is basically doing what he wants. There is no regard for anything for the residents of Riverhaven or the town of Riverhead.
sir,
town government.
if you'd like an update, I don't, my deputy town attorney, Bill Duffy's right there.
Okay.
And you feel free if you want to talk to him at the close of the meeting, and he'll give you an update as to where we are.
Thank you.
Yeah, he will do that.
Yeah, he can come up and.
Oh, I don't want to do it.
Right.
Yeah,
After the meeting.
it might be a little more private if you do it.
Sure.
Well, it might be a little easier to do it as a group, and I'm sure he'd be happy to accommodate
I would
you.
appreciate that. I've been working with Bill on this effort.
Okay.
A few weeks ago, I had to stop because there was a large load of steel pipes that was being brought into Gershauer. They were like the ones that they laid on Route 24, you know, those large gas pipes, steel. These things were like about 12 inches in diameter. I don't know if you recall, they were laying something over there on 24. About 30 feet long. I said to myself, these look new. I wonder where they came from. Yesterday I saw Gershauer load 12 crushed vehicles into a trailer. Some of them looked pretty new, and I was wondering if these were legitimate. Do we know if Gershauer is shredding, is abiding by regulations that scrap metal companies are required to determine that they are really owned by the person that is delivering them to Gershauer? Or is Gershauer a fence for stolen scrap metal? I don't know.
I don't know either, but those are questions that my town attorney might be able to
Okay.
answer,
All right,
but a lot of that stuff was not in our jurisdiction.
fine. Well, whose jurisdiction is it, Supervisor?
That would be the state of New York. He's got a scrap dealer's license from the state of New York. I'm not quite sure exactly what the name of the license is, but that's through the state of New York.
Okay, thank you. It has been brought to my attention that the residents on Tyler Avenue smell diesel fumes from Gershauer trucks waiting on Hubbard Avenue to get into Gershauer for scrap metal pickups.
Tight drive you're talking about?
Ty Drive? Is it Ty?
Tight, T-Y-T-E.
T-Y, yeah, Tight Drive, right. Hubbard Avenue is being ripped up by Gershauer trucks going eastbound with an estimated of 36,000 pounds of 12 scrap vehicles. During a telephone conference call with Geo, the highway superintendent, he stated,
Oh, wait a minute, they go east on Hubbard Avenue?
yes, they are going east on Hubbard Avenue. That is correct.
We can fix that. Why
I
do they go
believe it's
east?
down to 105, but I haven't had anybody follow them yet. They
Well, that
pass
might be
our
a-
place going
It's gotta
east.
be 105 to get over to 104.
Yeah.
Probably
Okay.
105. But it goes
Okay.
from Main Street.
See, everybody learned something.
Yeah.
I noticed him going through Main Street.
It's better going.
I had a telephone conference call with Geo to ask him, when I saw this, I said, you know, what is the load-bearing capacity of Hubbard? He estimated that it was approximately 16,000 pounds, or 8 tons. What Gersha was doing, I would say, was quite a little bit over the limit. Supervisor, town board, when you put your hand on the Bible to be sworn in, you swore to uphold the laws of Riverhead. What we have now with Gershauer is complete disregard to the adherence of the laws of Riverhead. I'm sure you're aware of that. I think that it's time, which we're going to discuss with Bill, in addition to what you are currently doing, is to take action to enforce the laws of Riverhead. To conclude these comments, I think it is apparent that a private meeting, which you have suggested, with the residents of Riverhead and Riverhaven be established with some employee of the town of Riverhead. They could provide a mechanism so that questions and issues associated with Gershow problems can be discussed and resolved.
That's your guy right there.
Right, fine.
Look, he's smiling.
In addition, with this, it has come to my attention, what I've seen over the 10 years that I've lived in Riverhead, that a town of Riverhead community advocate function should be established. This type of function would greatly avoid many of the problems that Riverhead currently has in its aggressive development projects.
Oh, that would be the deputy supervisor.
Actually, she was the one, I was toying with the idea of making a recommendation.
You guys should move and second that.
I'm sure, and here, I conclude, I'm sure the town of Riverhead has someone on the staff that could assume these responsibilities. May I make a 2-minute comment on that computer?
Please do.
Yes, okay. John, I understand what you're saying, you know, if you need tires for your car, you need tires. But when you got a 32 Ford, that the chassis is rusted, all right, that the body is falling off, okay? I was heavily involved with the Power Authority. I was a director of IT. To be using COBOL systems, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, I was here this week. I guess it was this week when you had the work session on the Armory project. And I couldn't spend too much time, but I didn't really hear anything, because I heard what you were suggesting, that you wanted that also to include this centralized court system and this and that and everything. And I'm saying to myself, knowing what systems you have here, because I talked with Jeff Murphy when I had a meeting with him, and he told me, and I gave my background, he says, we ought to hire you. I said, forget it, I'm retired. I don't want to get involved in this. Anyway, I said to Tim here, I said, have you heard anything about IT infrastructure for this facility? And I didn't. So then that was one thing, and then I said to myself, did you hear anything about a UPS backup system generator? That's the most critical thing for...
That's part of it.
Okay.
There's a complete generator backup system.
Okay.
I think it might be two. Are there two generator back? I think it's a double system. It's going to have the UPS
Right.
and the generator.
But anyway, to get on with my proposal for this computer area, doing the hodgepodge stuff really, and not having the money, I agree with you, Sean, not having the money, that's the way to go. I mean, you gotta operate that way. But this whole computer infrastructure here in the town has to be addressed. I hate to say it, you're gonna in a bond issue, and I'm saying maybe you ought to dovetail it on with the Armory bond issue. But really, that's the only way to go.
We'll get there. There's some money squirreled away. We've been saving it. It's up to $170,000. It'll get the largest component of COBOL, the largest component, which is our accounting software, off, and then what we have left is water, sewer, and tax receiver. That I don't think I would buy a new mainframe for. We buy a new mainframe for $60,000 every 3 years.
You don't want to, mainframes are gone, Sean. Mainframes are not the
Uh-oh.
You're preaching to the choir.
Agreed.
Run for town board.
Actually, really, mobile apps are starting. Come on, this is crazy.
All right.
Okay,
If you're finished, does anybody else wish to be heard? Mr. Duffy would be happy to take your comments, and my staff would always be happy to take the comments, and myself as well. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn the town board meeting.
All in favor? Aye.